The Philippines, a nation built on ambition, resilience, and the relentless pursuit of success. Within its bustling cities and thriving industries, a select few women have risen above all odds to command unimaginable wealth and influence. They are visionaries who turned opportunity into empire, who led with intellect and courage in a world often dominated by men. These women have shaped the country's economy, culture, and future. From massive shopping complexes to healthcare giants and global financial institutions, their empires tell the story of how determination can transform dreams into dynasties. Teresita Sy-Coson, net worth approximately $1.8 billion. Teresita Sy-Coson stands as a figure of power and quiet precision. The eldest daughter of retail magnate Henry Sy Sr., she is the woman who took the foundations of her father's vision and elevated them into a global enterprise. As vice chairperson of SM Investments Corporation and chairperson of BDO Unibank, she has built one of the most formidable business empires in Southeast Asia. Teresita began her journey far from the glamour of boardrooms. She worked hands-on in her father's early shoe stores, learning the mechanics of retail, customer behavior, supply chains, and the psychology of selling. Those early lessons shaped her practical yet strategic approach to leadership. When the SM brand expanded into malls, banking, and real estate, she was already a driving force behind every key decision. Her leadership transformed BDO Unibank from a modest local lender into the Philippines' largest bank by assets. Through disciplined risk management, acquisitions, and digital innovation, she turned BDO into a financial powerhouse trusted by millions. Teresita is known for her analytical mindset and her refusal to be distracted by public attention. While many billionaires seek the spotlight, she chooses silence and results. What defines her most is her clarity of purpose. Every move she makes is deliberate. Every project part of a broader strategy for growth. Colleagues often describe her as calm, exacting, and deeply focused, the kind of leader who can sit in a room full of executives and command it without saying a word. Teresita Sy-Coson embodies modern Filipino leadership, intelligent, strategic, and quietly unstoppable. Her empire is not just a family inheritance, but a reflection of her ability to evolve, adapt, and think decades ahead. Elizabeth Sy, net worth approximately $2.1 billion. If Teresita is the architect of SM's corporate structure, Elizabeth Sy is the artist who gave the empire its soul. As the chairperson of SM Hotels and Conventions Corporation, she transformed her family's brand from retail dominance into the realm of world-class hospitality. Elizabeth's business philosophy revolves around the idea of creating experiences, not just services. She realized early that the success of malls and banking could extend into lifestyle, the spaces where people celebrate, connect, and unwind. Under her leadership, SM's hotel portfolio flourished, with landmarks such as Conrad Manila, Tal Vista Hotel, and the vast SMX convention centers across the country. These establishments don't just serve as venues, they have become symbols of Filipino excellence and global standard hospitality. Her eye for design and her commitment to quality are legendary within the company. She pays attention to every detail, from the layout of lobbies to the lighting of hotel ballrooms, ensuring that every guest feels not just luxury, but care. Those close to her say she carries an aura of calm confidence, leading not through volume, but through vision. Elizabeth prefers to work behind the curtain, yet her influence shapes much of how Filipinos experience modern leisure and business travel. She believes true luxury lies in comfort, in creating moments that make people feel valued. Her expansion strategies blend elegance with efficiency, turning each project into a long-term asset for the group. Her leadership is an example of feminine strength expressed through grace, a reminder that power doesn't always roar. Sometimes it whispers through impeccable taste, quiet discipline, and a refusal to compromise standards. Through her, SM's hospitality division has become a benchmark for the region, proving that Filipino ingenuity and warmth can compete with the world's best. Vivian Que Azcona, net worth approximately $1.7 billion. From the glittering towers of finance and luxury hotels, we move to a world grounded in everyday life, the world of health and trust. Vivian Que Azcona, the president of Mercury Drug Corporation, leads the Philippines' largest and most respected pharmacy chain, serving millions of Filipinos every single day. Her business isn't built on flash or spectacle, but on reliability, a value deeply embedded in the Filipino household. Mercury Drug has become more than a store. It's an institution synonymous with care and consistency. Under Vivian's leadership, this once small family business has expanded into into a nationwide network of thousands of branches, making it one of the most recognized brands in the country. Vivian's rise to the top was not inherited by default. It was earned through immersion and persistence. She began her career working in the family's warehouse and operations departments, mastering logistics, distribution, and customer service. By the time she became president in 1998, she had already built an intimate understanding of every moving part of the business. Her approach is guided by a single belief: health is not a privilege, it's a responsibility. She modernized Mercury's supply systems, introduced technology to improve efficiency, and pushed the company into digital platforms while maintaining its trademark personal touch. Even as competitors emerged, Mercury Drug remained unmatched in reach and trust, largely due to Vivian's leadership. She rarely appears in public or gives interviews, choosing instead to focus on the company's mission. Vivian Que Azcona proves that true power can be quiet, that impact isn't always measured in skyscrapers or luxury, but in service that touches lives daily. Her empire may not be built on glamour, but it stands on something far more enduring: trust. Betty Ang. Net worth, approximately $1.4 billion. In every Filipino home, one name has become part of daily life: Betty Ang, the woman behind the empire of Monde Nissin Corporation, maker of household favorites like Lucky Me, Noodles, Skyflakes, and Fita. Her story is a portrait of quiet power, a leader who transformed the way a nation eats, and a company that became one of the largest food manufacturers in Southeast Asia. Betty began her journey with a simple yet ambitious vision: to make quality food affordable and accessible to every Filipino family. What started as a modest local venture in the late 1970s grew into a global brand through her sharp business instincts and understanding of what consumers truly needed. Under her leadership, Monde Nissin became a staple in Filipino pantries, producing everything from instant noodles to biscuits and condiments. But Betty didn't stop there. She expanded into international markets, acquiring and investing in global brands such as Corn Foods, a UK-based leader in plant-based protein. Her management style is defined by vision and humility. Betty rarely speaks publicly, but her decisions echo across boardrooms and grocery aisles alike. She is known for her calm authority and for surrounding herself with capable, loyal teams. Her focus on long-term growth rather than short-term profit has made Monde Nissin one of the most stable corporations in the region. In 2021, when Monde Nissin went public in one of the largest IPOs in Philippine history, Betty's reputation as a pioneering businesswoman was cemented. It was a defining moment, proof that a Filipino brand built on heart, hard work, and homegrown pride could compete on the world stage. Betty Ang's empire reminds us that true wealth is created not only by ambition, but by feeding a nation, one meal at a time. Mercedes Gotianun. Net worth, approximately $1.5 billion. Another legend in the Philippine business landscape is Mercedes Gotianun, co-founder of Filinvest Development Corporation, a company that has shaped the country's skyline and financial backbone. Her story is one of intelligence, resilience, and the pursuit of excellence during a time when women in business were the rare exception, not the rule. Mercedes began her professional life in banking, where she met her husband, Andrew Gotianun Sr. Together, they built a financial empire that would eventually evolve into a diversified conglomerate spanning real estate, banking, hospitality, and power generation. But while Andrew often stood in the public eye, it was Mercedes who quietly managed the intricate systems that held the business together. She was known for her incredible attention to detail and her insistence on ethical management. Every major decision, from real estate development to financial expansion, passed through her analytical mind. Her leadership style combined discipline with empathy, earning her a reputation as both a firm executive and a compassionate mentor. Under her guidance, Filinvest Land became one of the most trusted names in Philippine real estate, responsible for building thriving communities that balanced comfort, accessibility, and sustainability. She had a clear philosophy: real success is built when progress benefits people, not just profits. Even after her passing in 2016, Mercedes's legacy continues to define the Gotianun family's business empire. Her children now carry forward her principles of integrity and innovation. In every Filinvest project, from corporate towers to residential developments, her influence remains, a reminder that vision combined with virtue can create both wealth and legacy. Susan Ko. Net worth, approximately $1.3 billion. In the retail sector, another remarkable woman commands respect. Susan Ko, the dynamic force behind Pure Gold Price Club, one of the Philippines' largest supermarket chains. Alongside her husband, Lucio Ko, she turned a single store into a nationwide retail powerhouse serving millions of Filipino shoppers. Susan's success success story is rooted in understanding people, how they shop, what they value, and how to give them quality and affordability at once. Her approach was both practical and visionary. While others chased premium markets, she saw opportunity in serving the everyday consumer. Pure Gold's rise under her watch has been extraordinary. From one small grocery store in 1998, the company expanded to hundreds of branches across the Philippines. It revolutionized how middle-class families shop by combining wholesale savings with convenience, turning Pure Gold into a household name synonymous with smart spending. Susan's hands-on approach remains key to her success. She's known for visiting stores personally, engaging with employees, and keeping her pulse on customer behavior. What's truly inspiring is how Susan balances profitability with purpose. The company's Ailing Puring loyalty program, for instance, empowers thousands of small sari-sari store owners, helping them grow their own micro-businesses. Through this, she not only built a retail empire, but uplifted countless Filipino entrepreneurs along the way. Susan Co's billion-dollar journey proves that empathy, adaptability, and a deep understanding of people can turn even the simplest business idea into an enduring legacy. Rosalinda Ang, net worth approximately $1.2 billion. From retail and real estate, we move into another booming sector, food and manufacturing. Rosalinda Ang, wife of San Miguel Corporation President and CEO Ramon Ang, holds a substantial share in the conglomerate and is widely recognized as one of the wealthiest women in the Philippines. While Rosalinda often stays out of the limelight, her influence and investment power play a major role in shaping the direction of one of the country's largest corporations, San Miguel Corporation, known for its diversified interests in food, beverages, infrastructure, and energy, has been a cornerstone of the Philippine economy for over a century, and Rosalinda's stake in it represents both trust and stewardship. Behind the scenes, Rosalinda has been known to champion initiatives that align with sustainability and community welfare, values that complement her husband's ambitious infrastructure and energy projects. Rosalinda Ang's story highlights an important truth, that even in the world of billion-dollar industries, compassion and conscience can coexist with power and progress. Doris Magsaysay Ho, net worth approximately $1.1 billion. The vast seas of the Philippines are more than just waves and water. They are pathways of trade, progress, and opportunity. And one woman, Doris Magsaysay Ho, has navigated those waters with unmatched skill. As the president and CEO of Magsaysay Maritime Corporation, she has turned a family business into one of Asia's most respected names in shipping and logistics. Born into a legacy of entrepreneurship, Doris inherited not only her family's business, but also their deep commitment to people. The Magsaysay Group started as a small shipping company in the 1940s, but under Doris's leadership, it transformed into a global organization providing maritime services, logistics, and human resource solutions. What sets her apart isn't just her ability to grow a billion-dollar company, it's her focus on empowering seafarers. Doris recognized early on that Filipino workers were among the best in the world, and she built programs to train, support, and uplift them. Through her leadership, the company became a symbol of Filipino excellence abroad. Her advocacy for ethical labor practices and sustainable shipping earned her international recognition. She has served on global boards and councils, representing not just her company, but the Filipino spirit of resilience and integrity. In a world often dominated by loud leadership, Doris Magsaysay Ho leads through quiet influence, steering industries, shaping policies, and building bridges across nations. Her empire isn't just measured in ships or ports, but in the countless lives she's helped steer toward a better future. Marixi Prieto, net worth approximately $1.2 billion. Few names in Philippine media carry as much weight as Marixi Prieto, the former chairperson of the Philippine Daily Inquirer, one of the country's most influential newspapers. Her story proves that power doesn't always come from owning factories or skyscrapers. Sometimes it comes from owning the truth. Marixi took over the Inquirer during a turbulent time when the Philippines was redefining its democracy and media was facing both opportunity and pressure. Under her direction, the paper grew into a respected national institution, balancing investigative reporting with social responsibility. Her leadership was bold yet principled. She upheld the publication's independence amid political storms and commercial temptations, ensuring it remained a trusted source of news for millions of Filipinos. But beyond the newsroom, Marixi was also a savvy businesswoman. Her family's diverse investments, from energy to real estate, helped cement her position among the country's wealthiest. Despite her success, Marixi maintained a humble presence, often preferring her work to speak for itself. Those who worked with her described her as both compassionate and decisive, a rare blend in an industry that demands both heart and and backbone. Her influence extended beyond business. Through the Inquirer Foundation, she supported educational and civic programs, reinforcing her belief that progress begins with an informed society. Marixi Prieto's wealth isn't just in dollars, it's in her legacy of empowering truth, defending democracy, and proving that leadership guided by principle can shape a nation's voice. Betty D. Go-Belmonte, net worth approximately $1 billion. In the world of publishing and legacy, few women have left a mark as lasting as Betty D. Go-Belmonte, the late founder of the Philippine Star. She was not just a media executive, but a visionary who built an empire rooted in credibility, faith, and the pursuit of truth. Coming from the prominent D family, Betty could have easily chosen a quiet life of comfort. Instead, she devoted herself to journalism, a field that demands courage and conviction. Alongside her husband, Feliciano Sonny Belmonte Jr., she launched the Philippine Star in 1986, at a time when the country was rebuilding its democratic foundations after years of dictatorship. Her vision was clear: to provide accurate, balanced, and hopeful reporting for a nation hungry for truth. She built a publication that stood apart, not for sensationalism, but for its integrity under her leadership. The Philippine Star became one of the Philippines' most trusted media institutions, shaping how people viewed news, politics, and social progress. But Betty's influence extended far beyond journalism. She was deeply involved in philanthropy and education, using her success to support various community projects and faith-based initiatives. Her humility and devotion to public service became the hallmark of her family, values carried on today by her children, including Joy Belmonte, now the mayor of Quezon City. Even after her passing, Betty Go-Belmonte's spirit continues to inspire generations, a reminder that true wealth lies not in possession, but in purpose. Felicidad Tan Sy, estimated legacy, net worth approximately $2.5 billion. At the very summit of Philippine wealth stands a woman whose quiet grace helped shape one of Asia's largest family empires. Felicidad Tan Sy, the beloved matriarch of the SM Group and wife of the late business titan Henry Sy Sr. Though she rarely appeared in public, Felicidad's influence was profound. Behind the glass walls of the SM empire, from shopping malls to banks and real estate ventures, she was the steady force that held both family and fortune together. Her story began humbly, much like her husband's. Born in China and raised with deep values of discipline and faith, she supported Henry Sy through every stage of his journey, from a small shoe store in Manila to a multi-billion-dollar conglomerate. But while he built the business, Felicidad built the foundation, raising 6 children who would each become industry leaders in their own right. A devout Catholic, she also dedicated much of her life to charity. Through the SM Foundation, Felicidad championed education and healthcare for underprivileged communities, embodying the belief that wealth means little if it isn't shared. Today, her legacy lives on, not just in towering malls or bustling banks, but in the values she instilled: humility, faith, and generosity. Every member of the Sy family, from Teresita to Elizabeth, carries her lessons forward, continuing the dynasty she helped build with love, perseverance, and quiet strength. Felicidad Tan Sy remains a symbol of what true wealth looks like: not just success, but significance. From sprawling shopping malls to global shipping fleets, from media empires to food giants, these 10 women have rewritten what it means to be powerful in the Philippines. They've proven that success isn't confined to gender, privilege, or circumstance. It's built through resilience, intelligence, and an unshakable belief in one's vision. Each of them turned challenges into stepping stones, traditions into transformations, and dreams into dynasties. Whether through innovation, leadership, or compassion, they've shown the world that Filipino women are not just participants in progress, they are the architects of it. And as the nation continues to evolve, these billionaires remind us of one timeless truth: greatness doesn't just come from wealth, it comes from the courage to create something that lasts beyond a lifetime.